vibes to the wild. Put your sack on the track, ho.
That knocking at the door. In my lane, you acting funny like it's some kind of game. State it up, sir, in front of my name. I keep my head up, keep getting better. Dope as rap god, I'm going platinum again. You acting funny like it's some kind of game. State it up, sir, in front of my name. Dominating your domicile, in and out just like a robbery. Call the cops now.
Well, welcome everybody to Let the Record Spin, episode number 3.
Oh, you tiki now? Go ahead, light your torch.
Hip hop radar, underground show.
Let go. Sit back, relax, don't go act a fool. We gon' puff some weed and keep on acting cool. I'm on that chill shit, always keeping it real shit. The vibes going up like the smoke in the room, cause
It's the hip hop radar, underground show. This the hip hop radar, underground show.
ready.
Yo, SGR crew, welcome back to Hip Hop Radar Underground. Today, we have another VIP in the seat, and this one right here is all the way from the UK. We got Sub2Reign. His name is a bar. Let's go. How you doing, Sub? How you doing today, man?
I'm good, bro. I'm really good, man. Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, man, I appreciate you, dude, coming through and hanging out with us tonight. I've been following your IG for quite some time now. I've been checking out your bars, you know what I'm saying? You'll be sitting in your car just rattling off bars like a madman, and they're always very creative, including your name, man. How did you come up with that name, Sub2Reign? Because you underground and that's Sub2Reign, and you got the REIGN, like you're reigning like you're a king. I mean, it's like a triple, man. How did you come up with that, bro?
Yeah. It's a really good question, and I kind of like, oh man, like, so back in the day when I started, when I was in Brighton, living in Brighton City with one of my mates, we started like a little kind of crew or whatever. So like he'd produce beats and like he'd rap as well, and I'd rap. We had like another couple of lads that used to jump on some of the tracks, and we had like a female vocalist as well. And we went,
It's breaking up. Come on, Zoom.
we started
Okay, there we go.
is it any good?
Yeah, Zoom was fucking up there for a second. You can go ahead and start over. I apologize.
Yeah, no, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
I just want to make sure that all the sound and everything is all good in here. I'm going to shut this window. But yeah, sorry. So basically when I first started, I was like making music with my friend, and we had like there was him producing and he would rap as well. There was another one of my mates who used to rap, and my kids, I can hear them like already like being noisy. Sorry.
Shout out to the fam. Big salute.
Yes, I've got an interview, so I will speak to you in a bit. Love you. Anyway, so there was like a female vocalist. There was a few of us, and we used to like get together in the studio, make loads of tracks. And the main guy that I did this with, a guy called CQ, good friend of mine, we used to work at a gym together. I was a lifeguard. He was like a sales manager, and like I remember the day we came up with Sub2Reign, because he was in the pool, and we were like, we need to come up with a name for this group. And he was like, oh, we're like underground, we're like throwing ideas off each other. He was like, Sub2Reign. I was like, yeah, like, and then he was like, oh, but like with a 2, like Sub2Reign. And I was like, oh, and like, let's do rain as in like rain over. So it was a joint effort with the name.
That's fine.
But everyone kind of like just went their own separate ways. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to keep the name alive, and I just wanted to go with it as my, just like my solo name, with his blessing, which he did give me the blessing to do that. And that's the story. That's how the name Sub2Reign came about. I knew it, like you say, the name's a bar. Like, I knew it was a sick name, and I wanted to keep that alive. So that's why I had to go with it.
Well, it makes complete sense, because if anybody's heard your music, they know you bar out. Like, you just spaz, bro. And I think the most unique part of it is that you keep it real. You know, like, you don't like talk about shit you don't know about. You don't talk about shit that you don't live. So I think that's the most special part about your music, is that you can incorporate all this wordsmithing, and then you stay true to, you know, who you are. So we appreciate that as consumers, man. And I'm looking forward to every new drop you do, for real, man.
That means a lot, man. Honestly, it really does.
Hey, you know, if there's one thing in this life we got to look forward to as humans, it's music. Because if you could imagine a world without music, we'd be fucking drones. We would be lifeless, spiritless bodies, man. And
yeah, man.
Art, I think, is, and not just music. I mean, other mediums of art, you know, poetry and drawing and painting, and things like that. they're very special to the human soul. So we appreciate you, man.
Yeah, that means a lot, man. Honestly, like, but yeah, I couldn't do without it. Like, if I can't be creative in some way, I don't know. Like, I don't know what I do with my brain. Do you know what I mean? It's like I have to do it. Like, and I think it's probably the same for a lot of people that either like write or like draw or whatever. They got to get it out of their head. Do you know what I mean? It's got to go somewhere.
Absolutely. And let me ask you, when you were a young one, growing up over there in London, were you the type of kid who was always like in a notepad, putting down your thoughts and writing things? Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what though? I know I never really started writing till I was like 17.
Okay.
And I used to I'd listen to a lot of like uh, I was hip hop mad, like amongst other genres of music as well. But there was something about like rap, like I'd like I remember like Coolio Gangsta's Paradise coming out and like some like Biggie and Park songs and stuff like that. Then Eminem come along, and I remember used to write all the lyrics down, and like I never knew what they were talking about. Like, but this is like younger than this is like when I was like probably like 14 or younger than that even. But I didn't start writing my own till I was like 17. Before it was just writing their lyrics down and trying to work out what they were saying, and I didn't know what they said half the time. So I was just writing what it sounded like phonetically, and just learning the words. Like, because I was like 14-year-old kid from like England. I didn't know like half of these words that they're using. Like, you know
The slang
I mean?
is much different.
Slang, yeah, man. Like, so that's it. So I started writing, like I say, like about 17. And I think I would say I probably went from the age 18 to 28 without like not a day went by without me writing a rhyme. Like I was I was a lifeguard for most of that work wise, and I just used to have a pen and paper in my pocket all the time. Like I was just every single day, like just writing down words. Like I was like real, like I was a fiend. Like I was like on it all the time, man. Like I really was. And then I didn't I didn't release any music from the age 28 to 38. I went a decade without releasing a single song.
Wow.
I only started again because of COVID. They had like there was loads of like lockdown challenges and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was a bit like I hadn't done anything for ages, and I was like bored, or like locked in at home, and I was like, oh fuck it, man, I'm gonna jump on some of these things and spit some bars, and that was a change in my life a bit, to be honest with you, because I started to get a lot of people responding to me, and I was a bit like, oh, actually, like I was quite good at this. Why did I stop doing it? Like, and then it's just escalated from there. Like I've met so many cool people. Like I've been on tracks with people from all over the world. Like it's just mad. Like it blows my mind. Like the way it's gone. So yeah, like it's been a crazy journey. Like it really has, man. But I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful. I love meeting new people.
Yes.
I love being part of like the hip hop sort of like scene or whatever. Like the global scene as well. Like just like whether it be over here, like the American scene is like amazing. It's like obviously grew up listening to that music, and to now be kind of like on tracks with some people that like they're releasing tracks and albums, the kind of stuff that I would be buying when I was a kid. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now I'm like making music with people like this. Like it's mad.
Hey, the great thing is that unfortunately that whole era of lockdown, you know what I'm saying, was a shit thing. But a lot of great things, especially for creatives, were able to flourish during that time because you had nothing but time on your hands. We were all stuck in our houses. I mean, I was streaming 6 days a week, you know what I'm saying, trying to get this shit out there. And everybody was writing music so fast that I couldn't even keep up with it. I mean, it was really, truly a time in history that hopefully will never have to go through again. But it's a time in history that will never be matched again, I don't think, because there was so many people doing so much stuff, because it was either that or run your head into the wall, you know? So
Yeah, yeah.
shout out to y'all, man, for real.
Yeah, no, and I think it's a real good point that you brought up there, because I think, like, obviously there was so many negatives from that, from the pandemic, and but there were positives, you know, like, and there were positives that came out of it, and like you say, of course, we don't want anyone to have to go through that shit again, but you know, like in some situations, like you say, like creatively, people would like were just at home, like, oh, what the fuck am I going to do? So it forced people to be creative,
Yeah.
and I think it probably made a lot of people level up. And like you say, like there's so much music, and you're just like, oh, I can't even keep up with this, and that's got to be a positive thing, right? You know, so
Absolutely. I think I think that if this were to happen again, it would be even on a bigger scale, you know, cuz look, you like you said fuck it, I'm going to start putting my feet down in this shit, you know, when this happened. If this happens again, could you imagine all the time and effort you spent last time in that doubling up, because you're already great at what you do? It's just going to get, you're going to have so much more time to be able to okay, I want to start doing some new flows. I want to start doing this. I want to start doing that.
yeah,
It would be
yeah,
insane.
definitely. Yeah, I taught myself to like kind of to like make like and edit like music videos and things. Like I never knew how to do any of that stuff. Like I, you know, but I was just like started to play like around with like little like apps and stuff, and I've done quite a lot. I've taken my kids out and like made like filmed music videos with them, like, and they've like filmed me, like from like both kids, like two. Sorry, not my baby, obviously not, but the two older ones, like from different angles, like filming me, like and stuff. Like it's, you know,
That's
it's
dope.
cool. Like it's yeah, like it's just like those kind of things, and they remember that, and it's a great like thing for me to be able to involve them and. But yeah, there's yeah, like I, you know, I could talk all day about all the positives that have come out of this. So yeah, I'm blessed for real, man.
And that's really cool that you're able to get your family involved in this, because who knows, later down the line that might be something that they're really passionate about and they want to be directors or filmmaker or, you know, whatever it may be. And this just gives them another chance at a skill set that not a lot of people have.
Yeah, man. I mean, hopefully, it's like, you know, if you think about it, like they've been like young kids, and they've actually like been out and filmed music videos like several times. Do you know what I mean? Like they definitely have learnt things from it. Like I know that because like sometimes they come up with ideas I don't even think of. They say, "Oh, Dad, like go and do that. Go stand there or whatever." Like, oh, they'll see something in the background. They see these things, and it's only because they've been out with me and they've done it. But now they're seeing for themselves, so their minds are already being creative, and I've seen that in them a lot, you know, and it's very special.
And that's super
So
important, especially because I'm a father as well. So I understand, like, involving your kids in something that you're passionate about doesn't always transfer over, right? I mean, it like if you're like you love football, soccer, they might not be, you know, athletic people, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And that's okay. But at least you know, show them what it is, and you know, if you decide to do it, great. If you don't, also
yes,
great, you know. Uh,
yes,
but to be able to go through these things and involve your family with it, and then they embrace it like they are, that's just cool, because you get to spend more time with your family. You know, you get to be able to involve them in something that's very near and dear to your heart, and so they take it, you know, very seriously. Shout out to your family, man, for real.
yeah, man. Cheers. Like they're yeah, they're so special to me, and they just bring the best out of me. You know, like what can I say? Like it's great because like I as like you being a father, like, you know, like you don't want to be too pushy, you don't want to force them to do something they're not interested in.
Yeah,
So I kind of like I kind of let them um decide, you know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, like daddy's going out to like do some filming, like you can come if you want to come, you don't have to, do you know what I mean? And they're just
yeah,
like, no, we want to come, it's an adventure, do you know what I mean? So I
that's
don't
awesome.
push them too much, but I encourage them.
Yeah,
And of course yeah, like yeah, obviously, like I encourage them as much as possible, but like I just I also like them to make their own decisions. You know, like if it's, I don't care what it is. Like if it's just like whatever, if they're into some kind of sport or club, you know, whatever it is, I'm going to support them. But I want them
Yeah.
to do what they want to do. You know,
Yeah.
so if they're
Because it's
like dad,
important. It's
boring,
important.
like yeah,
Because
of
you've
course,
heard the
man. Like,
stories before, like, oh, my dad, he wants me to play football, and I don't really want to
mm,
play football. I want to be a dancer,
yeah,
type shit.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and then you get like a resentment towards your parents, because of the forcing nature. And I think our generation is that generation who said, all right, you know what? We're going to have some structure. We learned it from our parents, but I'm
yeah.
not going to force anything on you,
No, I think that there's a fine line. I think that that you can obviously, like, you can, like, parents can be too pushy, but I also think that you can be not pushy enough as well. Like, you have to sometimes give them that little bit of encouragement, but only every kid's different. Let's be honest. But like,
Yeah.
I think sometimes it's like it's important to kind of like give them a bit of a push in the right direction, if you know what I mean. But like,
Yeah.
but not too pushy. Like, you have to be. Is this something that they're enjoying doing? Is this good for them? You have to
Right.
consider things, but like, it's not when you got parents like forcing them to do like a sport that they're like, oh, like I played football, so you're going to play football. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not.
Right.
That's just not thinking about, like, what's right for your kid, because you just don't know what skills that they're going to be good at or what they're going to love doing until they've kind of discovered that for themselves, like,
Right.
so. But yeah, my kids have done all sorts of clubs, like they've been done all sorts of things, and a lot of it they've not stuck to. But when they do find something that they like doing, like, it's like, okay, let's go with this.
I tell you
Just
what, I've spent a lot of money on, gear and ballet
yeah, yeah,
clothes and all kinds of shit,
ballet, yeah.
and it's like,
Mine have done
okay,
ballet, gymnastics, football, like
right.
everything.
But the one thing I've always said, okay, we're gonna put you in this, right? We're gonna do softball, we're gonna do, ballet or whatever it is, and then, kids at a younger age, when they discover they don't really fuck with it, they want to dip out immediately, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, no, you're going to finish this course, and at the
Yes,
end of it, if you don't want to do it no more, I'm okay with it,
yes.
you know.
I'm with you on that.
But
Like,
you
I
made a
think that's what.
commitment, and you got to stick to this commitment.
Yeah, at least see it through, and then after that, if you don't want to do it, it's fine. And I think, like, I'm very similar to you with that kind of like attitude. I think, like, yeah, I think it's important to be that way. You got to kind of sometimes give them a little bit of a, you know, come on now, let's get this done, let's finish this. But
You got to teach them discipline. I
yes,
mean, I think that's a very important thing. Like, if you're not teaching them discipline and you're telling them, oh, just do whatever you want, then the kids are going to do whatever they want. And sometimes that just isn't good, because then they let the friends influence them. Sometimes that friend doesn't come from a very good home. Then you start running the streets and acting like an asshole. I wasn't trying to put my kid out there to be not a productive member of society.
yeah.
If we're going to create children, we got to make sure that we put them on a path for success. I don't
Yeah.
want to see. I told my daughter, probably when she was about 16 years old, fuck you, dad, I hate you, the whole shit, and I said, you know what? I said, you're acting like a little asshole right now. I talk to my kid like an adult, you know what I'm saying? When she's 15, 16, 17 years old. I told her, I said, I will love you unconditionally for the rest of my life. It's just, it is what it is. I don't care if you murder somebody. I'll turn your ass in, and I will come visit you in prison every week and put money on your books. But know that I will fucking love you forever. So no matter what you do, you will never lose my love. And I think at that point she realized that Dad's not quite an asshole. He's just trying to teach me something that I won't end up in prison. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was really cool because the day she turned 18, she moved out of the house and she never came back. She never asked for money. She's always working, doing her own thing, being very productive, and
Independent.
yeah, exactly. And I think that being able to, because she was flunking out of school, when she come to live with me at like 13 years old. She was like a year behind. And by the time she graduated with her class on time. And I just had to make sure that she knew that she was doing the right thing, because if you drop out of school, I dropped out of school. I started doing drugs, running the street, doing stupid shit. And I started my life very late in life, like 30 years old instead of 18, So I was 10 years behind everybody. And I would hate to see my kid go through that same fucking thing.
Yeah, man, definitely. Like a little shout out to my eldest as well, because she just done her first day's work today. She's 14, but she's got a little part-time job.
Hey.
Just like help like selling like steak and chips and stuff, and she done really well apparently. So yeah, I'm very proud of her. It's a good thing for her to be doing, positive, earning her own money, and yeah, I'm super proud of her today. Like, so Alice, if you're watching, like, well done, girl. I'm proud of you.
Salute to you, because I mean, we were all 14 once. 14 is, let's go see what I can put my dick in. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's pretty much it. Like, dribble a basketball, and and when I was young, like 16, 17, I had a fake ID, so we just get drunk and just do stupid shit that led me down a fucked up path. Even though my mom and dad got divorced when I was like 11, but my mom was a straight edge razor. Like, she didn't really drink. Every once in a while, occasionally, never did any fucking drugs, completed college, the whole nine. Me, nope, complete opposite. So to be able to hear these stories of the youth being very focused on what they want and really having the drive to do those things, man, it really makes my heart happy. It really does.
Yeah, man, definitely. I agree with that.
Hell yes. All right. So we've got into some family, which is always great. We've talked a little bit about your beginnings. Let me know exactly who were some of your top influences in getting into hip hop, and maybe some other influences that were outside the genre.
Good question. Hip hop wise, Tupac and Biggie were obviously the first, like, and Wu-Tang, Cypress Hill, all the 90s stuff, like Snoop, and then those were all my first influences, I would say. And then it kind of like Coolio Gangsta's Paradise was one of the tracks that, like, I was just like, made me
to that guy too, man.
Yeah, man.
Hey, did you hear that they just arrested somebody yesterday for Tupac's murder?
Yeah.
That dude needs to get death by 1,000 cuts, bro.
Crazy. Yeah, for me, like, he was just a huge influence, man. Like, and still now, like, I still like listen to his music like so regularly, like, and it's just timeless. And huge influence because of he's just the guy died at 25 years old, but churned out like how many tracks? Like, it's just crazy. Like, his work rate was just on another level.
Facts.
Like, deep soul, like the stuff he would say, and like, I love all aspects of hip hop. Like, I love writing things that are deep. I love writing things that are just like bar heavy, like, and punch lines, and I like just like flow patterns and like just like multi-syllables. I love all of it. I love to be able to do a bit of everything. Double time, boom bap, like everything. I'm in love with all of it. Do you know what I mean? I just like to be able to try different things. And so yeah, man, like, they were big influences for me. Eminem, of course, when Eminem came around, that was a big game changer. Like, I think for like a lot of people, obviously, but I think he kind of like made me start to see with terms of like the multis and stuff, like okay, like the complexity of it. Like, I think he opened a lot of doors for me in my head, like, to what you can do with the words and stuff. I used to study him, like, every single time he dropped a new verse, whether it was just an underground thing that you'd be able to like find or whatever, like a mixtape thing or whatever, like, or any feature or collab that he did, I couldn't not hear I had to hear every verse that he ever spat, because I was listening to every single, like the way he put it all together, and I was just fascinated by that. You know, like the way he made all these like syllables like go together, and I was just like, what, this guy is just a genius, man. And so yeah, he was a huge influence out of hip hop. Oh man, like this list can go on and on, to be honest with you.
Facts.
Like Red Hot Chili Peppers, like one of my favorite bands ever. But I also listen to like a bit more like heavier stuff than that, like from like Incubus to System of a Down, but then also just like more chilled stuff, like Fleetwood Mac. Absolutely love Fleetwood Mac. Like there's just so many, like Oasis, like more recent years, I would say. But then there's like other like British bands like Arctic Monkeys. I'm probably missing out so many.
Led
like, there's
Zeppelin.
just so many. Yeah, man. Like I just love music, like especially like authentic music, like just something that's just a bit different, you know, like just they've got their own style, like that just always fascinates me. And that's in like whether it be like any genre, but like also just in like rappers, like in their, if there's something in their voice or something that they just do that's just different to someone else, like I tune into that. I'm just like, oh, that's so cool. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like just
I'm
someone
the
that's
same
just,
way. If it's just a little bit different, if it's just outside the norm, I'm super drawn into it.
Yeah, man. Like it's massive for me, that originality. Like when I hear someone do something and I'm just like, oh, I've not heard that before. Like, or just the way they say something, or it could be a certain thing that they talk about, or like a certain sound, or you know, like that for me, it always just impresses me so much. Yeah. Like I love it, man. I love it.
That's what's up. Hey, we got a pretty good crowd of people in here right now, and shout out to everybody who's come through, man. Caitlin, Kahuna, George, I see you in there. Paul, Sidem. I also want to shout out to Rook. He's up in here. Adrian.
Hey, my brother, Rook.
Appreciate y'all coming through and showing love for your guy, man. It's very important to these artists that we have full support for what they're doing, because it not only it encourages them to do more, you know. And I know as a consumer, that's what I want. I want more. I want more tracks. I want my Spotify playlist to grow, you know, the whole nine. And when you're cruising down the road and you just got a couple hundred songs on the playlist, you don't ever have to skip. You don't ever have to worry about running out of music. You know, we appreciate the fuck out of y'all, man. For real.
Yeah, I massively appreciate anyone that like has time to listen to my music, or like just to chat to me. I love meeting new people, and it's been a game changer, man. Like having people support me is just like still blows my mind, man.
Hey, that's what's up, man, because every day's a new day, and no one day is like the last, you know. Even though you might do a bunch of the same shit and the same, you know, every day, who you meet, you know, the people that you come in contact with, it changes the trajectory of your life significantly. And sometimes in a good way, sometimes in not a good way, but you know, you got to take the good with the bad, because it's all yin and yang, right?
Absolutely. Peaks and troughs.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of music, I got your YouTube page pulled up, and we got about 3 minutes left on this Zoom meeting, and we're gonna play Rain Clouds, your new track. How's that sound?
Yeah, cool.
All right, we got my dude Sub2Reign. This is Rain Clouds. Let's go.
Heart worn on my sleeve. Some just can't do this. How hard can it be? How hard can the truth hit? Find it hard to believe you're not here with me through this. I didn't ask you to leave, so I don't give two shits to the ones still by my side that pick me up every time I slide. Ride or dies, times I've cried. The ones still here when it's fight or flight. Here's why I try to do you proud. Pick you up when you fall down. When I fly, hold my hand out. Come and sit with me on that knife cloud. Can you see that they hold you back when they see you fly, and they hate on that. When your name gets trashed, when you're just not there to defend yourself, do they have your back? Now you already know the answer. Wrote Harvey Dent. I can hear the laughter, no one to trust. So thoughts are hard, but my head's no.
Hey, he put that Two-Face in there. Let's go.
Support for a whole armada. Hey, this sound like I'm moaning. I just get caught in the moment. Tell the truth, man, I feel broken. Every tear I shed's a drop in the ocean. You hold back your emotions, and I can't help but show them. Get told I'm too open. Revolving doors, I just can't close them. A while back at a breakdown, still hurts me to say now. Lost a few friends on the way down. Seems that's the way it's gonna stay now. I think I'm okay now, just after your bad day now. Got a family to make proud, so I stand out in the rain clouds. I'm okay with the egos, the arrogance ain't me though. Your bars aren't that sweet, bro. My bars, diabetes can't eat those. And I know about cheat codes, I work hard for this shit. My heart goes into the bars that I spit. The larger the target, the harder I hit. When they knock me down, back to my feet, get it off my chest, but I rap to a beat. They tell me keep it real, but reality loses all appeal. And feel guilty for how I feel, but we can't help how we feel. Look, it's about how we deal with the setbacks, keep moving forward still. I pop to the pub and I play pool. I'm about to pop me an 8-ball, but there's still colours on the table. Sick of robbing Pete at a pay pool. I've been tearing my hair out, they never give a fuck but they care now. Swear down, I'm about to blare out Sub-Zero till I bring the temperature in the air down. I'm on -2, but I'm getting colder each year. Soon to be minus you, cause your quivering lips looking kinda blue. I just do what I do, my advice is that you should too. All this hatred is the fuel that I use, don't let their ugly kill the beauty in you. Sub2Reign, Sub-Zero -2. Big up Crony Beats. Big up everyone involved in the album. Peace.
Hey, that was my dude, Sub2Reign, Rain Clouds, produced by Crowley Beats. I see you working with them and Anabolic a lot. Are those some of your favorite? Oh, shit. Of course it did. Right in the middle of a question. Of course. Well, at least we got the video in. You know what I'm saying? That was dope. And we'll talk a little bit more about that when we come back. When Sub2Reign comes back in. How y'all doing out there today? I hope everybody's having a great afternoon, evening, wherever you may be. I hope everybody's doing well. First off, let me comment about the editing of that video. Superb. It was on point. So whoever did that editing, shout out to them. It was really great.
Next vid, yeah, my guy Geronimo from the Next Vid, he's a genius, man. Like, he done my Iceman video that got about 5.5k views actually, the Iceman one. Nice. I've got more work coming up with him. His sister's a rapper, and like I've got a track like we're working on with her. We're going to do a video for that, and I've also got another track that I'm working on with a couple of other my guys, Ghosty and Jay Prez, and we're going to link up and do a video as well for that. The same guy, and Next Vid, he's very good at what he does, man. Like he's just he's just one of those people. He's just techie. And
I tell you what, because it didn't look like it was a rainy day. I mean, there was no clouds in the sky, right?
No.
Fire, dude. Like he really made it look like it was a rainy day, but you could tell because your hair wasn't wet, the whole thing.
Yeah.
But the way he put that together, especially with the background stuff, it was very intriguing to watch.
Can I say this as well? Like we linked up, we met up on the day, and within 24 hours of us meeting up, we not only filmed the video, like everything, like he'd gone back, edited it, and sent everything to me, including like behind the scenes footage, promo, like, and in 24 hours, everything, all the files sent to me.
Wow, dude, that's a workaholic dude right there. Have you ever heard of one? 24 hours,
Crazy,
all that,
man.
Just editing that shit.
Swear, man.
Would be 2-3 weeks for a normal person.
Yeah, he's very, very good at what he does, and I'd recommend anyone to, especially any like UK guys. He's from Brighton. The Next Vid, go check him out. He is incredible.
That's what's up, man. And that's another great point. The people you work with, right? Make sure you have a solid, you know, solid people around you who are interested in what you're doing and support what you're doing, because you're going to find people out there that sure they're great at what they do, but they may not give a fuck about what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? And they're going to put minimal effort into it for, you know, a check, right? So it's good to see hip hop artists being intelligent enough to figure out, okay, you know, these people are really down for what I'm doing. I really fuck with what they're doing, you know what I'm saying? We can legitimately help each other out, because Sony isn't going to come to us and be like, here, you need $1 million. Sorry about that.
Yeah, man.
They're just not going to do it. So if you guys can, you know, elevate each other, man, that's what it's about, dude. I mean, hip hop is about community anyway, right?
Yeah, of course. Do you know, it's mad because like I've got a team around me now of people that just like that help me so much, and it went from like just like me on my own to now like, but most of these people I've not even met in person. But I don't want to start naming names because there's just so many that I don't want to miss someone out. Do you know what I mean? But like so like I don't want to say, oh, you mentioned him and not me, but like, but they know who they are. Like they know who they are, and they know they fucking like help elevate me on a daily basis, and they get the best out of me, and I'm just really lucky to have like a team like that around me now. Like, and it's. Yeah, like I'm super grateful, and yeah, to be able to have these people like in my corner is just makes me feel so much stronger, man. Like, yeah, it really does. And yeah, there's just too many people to thank. Like, so yeah, like if you're watching this and you know, and you're one of those people, you already know. I don't need to give you a shout out. I just don't want to forget anyone, because it's just, you know, like, you know what I'm saying. It's like there's so many people that helped me on this journey, man, and I'm super grateful to all of them.
And you all get your roses. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they know that. They stick with me. Like I'm always gonna. Yeah, like I say, I might not shout out on the thingy, but they'll get their shout out eventually when the time's right. You know what I mean?
That's facts. When their names on the inside of that jacket cover on that CD, you know,
100%. I never forget them. You know, never.
Hell yeah. And Paul Samples in the chat. Shout out to my guy Paul, man. He's a very astute hip hop connoisseur. This guy really, really understands hip hop. He's been a fan of it for many decades. And he has a question for you. He wants to know, was a drone used for some of it? If not, really amazing, but amazing regardless, he says.
Yeah, some of the footage was filmed by a drone. It was mad because he had two of his sisters were there as well. So I was getting filmed from like all different angles. There's like a drone flying around me. Like I've got two people like with cameras like on the ground. It was so crazy. Like it was felt so professional, and well, it was professional, like the way he does it.
Facts.
But yeah, the drone, it just gives another dimension to it. Like, you know, like it's crazy. The location, it's only like a half hour, 20-minute drive from me, the location anyway. And we didn't like, it was really like kind of put together quite last minute. And it was like, where can we go? That's just like somewhere that's quiet where we can just get on with it. And I was like, oh, what about this place? And it's like, it's close to us all. And it was a bit like, none of us would have thought of it, but it was just like, no, let's just go there. It's an amazing spot where we went. Like it's beautiful, and but yeah, the drone, game changer, bro. Like game changer.
I've always found those types of locations where it's kind of desolate. There's not people around. I don't care if it's an empty alleyway or a field, or a hilly area like you were in. Especially for the type of song it was. It was a very deep, meaningful song. Really draws more attention to the lyrics in the song itself, but also showcases you as a person. I always like a visual, with the song. Having a static picture is, whatever, but that's for some car shit, but when I'm watching on YouTube or trying to convey the medium through YouTube of these artists, having a video really makes the difference. It really engage you. I feel like I engage more with the artists themselves being able to see the artist perform. And speaking of performances, have you been able to do any live shows yet?
Not for like, you know what? Like I've got a lot of unfinished business when it comes to the live stuff because I haven't done a gig since 2010.
Mm.
So I feel like it's something I really want to get back into. Like I've started to get a few contacts in Brighton, and also London, but it's just for me. I'm probably the one that's holding myself back a little bit with this. Like I think because it's just me, I'm starting to get a few new people around me now that I can kind of like get to help me. But it's like I feel like if I want to give like my best performance, I need like at least like a hype man or like DJ or something. So I want to be so prepared because I want it to be like. So a lot of my bars are tricky to just do like without like you need someone coming in on the punchlines or something and like just to make it a bit more like just to sound as good as possible. I think, and also I think as well, I'd enjoy it more like sharing the experience. Like I'm not, I don't think I've ever really kind of got into this thinking I was going to just be like a solo artist. Like I said, Sub2Reign started as a group. Like in my head, like that was always what I wanted to do. I wanted to be part of like a team.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think like really, I just if I had like a couple of people like around me, or at least like I say, like someone just to get up, be a hype man with me, and I've got a couple of people that have actually offered to do that recently, which is pretty cool.
Hey.
So the ball's rolling. It's got to happen. It's got to happen. I've got like so many tracks now ready. Like obviously, like my first album, Sub2Reign. There's a load of tracks on that. Like I've got a more than like good set together already. You know, like I've got my next album's like about to drop anytime as well. So
Hey.
that's 2 albums like worth of material. There's enough material there for a good strong set, I would say, definitely. But I just the kind of person that like when I go into this, I want to be prepared because the last time I did a gig, I wasn't prepared and I wasn't happy with how it went, and I kind of like I don't want to come away from a live performance feeling that way again. Like I want to come away buzzing and being like, yeah, that was fucking cool. Like I want to do that again.
Yeah.
I think my experiences in the past, because I wasn't prepared enough, like they weren't like the experiences that I kind of wanted them to be. And yeah, I think, but I need to do it. It's something that I really do want to do. And so yeah, like I will make it happen. Hopefully within the next like sort of year or sooner. If I just need to push myself a bit more, to be honest with you. Like that's what it is. I'm holding myself back. I can even now, like I'm telling you, do you know what I mean? I need to get out there and do it.
Absolutely. And you know, as well as I do, even though it may not be exactly what you pictured in your mind, it's never going to be perfect because we're not perfect people. Let's just be honest. I think as a consumer, I would be happy to see a set. You know, if you were just out there by yourself with a guy, you know, running your background track, I'd be happy with that. You know what I'm saying? But I do understand as an artist, you want to make sure that your show is just that, a show.
Yeah, you know,
visual
like,
presentation of who you are. You know.
Yeah, that's in my head. That's how I want it to be. And but you know, I don't think like I'm a million miles away from that. I feel like
Nice.
It's not that much of a like a hard task to make that happen. You know, really, it's just having a couple of chats with a couple of people, and I think getting something organised. And yeah, I think it's certainly gearing towards that. Like I'm having these conversations more and more with people, so I think it's inevitable. But yeah, like all the time in the meantime, I'm just going to keep cracking on doing what I'm doing, and yeah, making as much music as possible and making more bangers to go and perform live, hopefully. Like, and hopefully if I start doing that, it's something that I'll kind of get a bit of a taste for and do more often. I think it's probably quite a sensible thing for me to start doing in terms of like, obviously the streams don't bring in a lot. Obviously you can make a few like album sales, merch, or whatever. But there's not. I invest more money in myself than what I make back. Put it that way.
Right,
So
and
it would
that's
be
gonna
nice.
be the norm for now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
But the
yeah.
thing is people can see that confidence in yourself, and if you're willing to invest in yourself, other people eventually will be ready to invest in you. Whether
Mm,
it's their time in streaming, you know what I'm saying, or merch sales, like you said,
mm.
there will be a point to where it'll be that tipping point, and even if you wanted to go back, you won't be able to because the fans won't let you. You know,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
before you know it,
man.
you'll be in California. I'll be at that show.
Yeah, man. Like it's funny enough though, because like the people I've met on like barkeepers and stuff like that are probably more likely to get a gig in the States than I am over here. Like I've got so many contacts over in America, it's crazy. Like so yeah, like I would never cancel that out. I'd love to do that. Like I'd love to meet up with a load of the guys that I've linked up with online and do that for sure, man. But like in terms of like you say, like people invest their time or whatever, and it's like it's yeah, obviously anything like that is always going to be hugely appreciated by me. I think my first album, obviously, it was a bucket list thing for me to do. Always wanted to make an album, never got around to doing it. So I released Sub2Zero last year, and it cost me about like £1,000, like English pounds, to put together. Um,
That's
and
quite an investment. I
yeah,
mean,
because
especially
I
having a
only probably
family.
made yeah, exactly. And it probably only made about 200 back. So like that's like 800 loss, you know.
Yeah.
But it's like that's kind of just like what I needed. I needed to invest in myself, and it's already paid off in a way because now, like because of the contacts I've made over that time, I've got people that are just like throwing me beats like left, right, and center, like quality beats. Like I'm not having to pay for any of that stuff anymore, really.
That's
Like I've
fire.
got people that mix stuff for me, like collabs. I don't need to like, like I get some people have to charge for collabs and stuff like that. I get that, but I can't pay for a collab with someone when I've just got so many talented rappers that I chat to every day, like who want to work with me. So I'm just like, I'm sorry, bro. Like I don't think like it's not. Listen, we all got to do what we got to do, and it's not that I don't value these people with that. Like fair play. Like if you want to, you got to value yourself, 100%.
Yeah.
But like, I'm at a stage now. Like you say, I've got a family. I've got to think about that, and I've just got like so many people that I can work with, and that like can help me make like sick music. That it's just like I need to start trying to be a little bit more. Um, what's the word? Like frugal or like just a bit more um just sensible about it. Like I think I need to be a bit more like I can't just be going like chucking loads of money at it all the time when I need to start thinking about like if I'm going to do this for like the longevity, it needs to be like if I've got people that are offering me to do things for free, it's a no-brainer, isn't it? Really, I can't, like my wife's going to be like, like what, where's this money going? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
there's
See,
always something you could get for the kids, and it's like I can't justify doing it for ages. Like you have, of course, you have to justify. Of course, you have to like invest in yourself. Of course, like like the odd music video, the visuals. Sometimes it's worth just doing that, like just because I feel like it does help boost yourself and get your name out there a bit more. But I think there's a fine line of how much you can
no, no, don't do this. Don't do this. We got you.
when you have a young family. You
Okay.
lost me.
Yeah, just for a second.
Am I here?
Yes, sir.
yeah,
My dude,
yeah,
Paul
yeah, yeah.
Sample,
No, I don't even remember that.
he was saying that there's a couple of artists over there in your neck of the woods. Not exactly sure where in UK, but Now Unknown and Bill Typo for a Hype Man comes to mind. He says, and as a potential second act, but he said DJ Napa would really boost you too. Napa is a legend in my opinion.
Yeah, link me up. I'm always up for meeting new people, and like this is why I love doing things like this, because people, like, you know, they help each other, and I'm all for that. Like I'm the kind of guy that likes to help other people too. So yeah, man, like I appreciate your guys in the comments, and yeah, all of you, thank you so much. And yeah, like link me up, like drop me a message, and send me a link to these people, and I'll hit them up for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And anybody who's wondering how to get to my guy's music or socials, the link tree is in the description below. So make sure you click on that, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. It costs you $0 and you'll get a lifetime of fucking memories out of it. So make sure you take advantage of that link right there. Um, Let me ask you. I know we're getting close on time.
Yes.
You've made it. You got all the money. Your kids got money. You know what I'm saying? You're a superstar. Uh, where are your top three houses?
So I can have 3 properties.
Oh, you can
like,
have 100 properties, but just where are the top three?
where are my top 3?
Yeah.
Oh man, this is a hard question. I mean, I certainly would have to have one somewhere like on the outskirts of Brighton, like South Coast England. Like it's just somewhere that's always felt like home to me. It is my home, you know. Like I've got a lot of family and friends here, so like one of them, like that would be the first, like with no brain. I don't even have to think about that one. You know, I'd have to have somewhere close to home. Um, I have a place. Second is I don't even really need to think about that much either. It would be somewhere in Greece. Like, I absolutely love that country. I lived out there for 6 months in
The
2006.
Mediterranean. The food
Yeah,
is
man.
exquisite, ain't it?
I was out there I worked as a lifeguard, and I worked out there 2006, and I went out there, and I said to myself when I went out there, I'm not going to take any of this for granted. Like, every day I woke up by the sea, like you know, like I just took it all in every day, and I fell in love with that country. You know, like just beautiful place. Like when we arrived there, like we had to drive. We had to take like an 8-hour coach trip, and like the whole time I'm just like looking out the window, just like everything just looked just like beautiful to me. Like, so Greece, yeah, number 2. Number 3 is a hard one for me. Like, but it would have to be. I want to say LA. Like, I've been to San Francisco, and we stayed in a place out in like across the bridge, out in like near the redwoods and stuff, and that was an amazing place to be.
Did you get to
Like,
visit the Great Redwoods?
yes, yes,
How
yes.
amazing was that?
Yeah, man, like just unbelievable. So like, without really having like put too much thought into it, like that would probably have to be my third one. Like, there's probably other places that I'm like overlooking, but like out of the places that I've been to, yeah, man, like California. Yeah, I'd love to go back to California, like 100%.
Hey, and we'd love to have you here, man. That's just a fact. It is a bit pricey, but it's worth it because you could literally be on a mountaintop and in the ocean at the same fucking day, which is
Yeah,
very rare, you know.
beautiful place, beautiful place. Like, yeah, like California was San Francisco, like I spent 2 weeks out there, and I loved every minute.
Hey, that's what's up. And let me salute you on your answers to that question. And the reason I asked that question is because 99% of the people I ask that to, their first house is always in their hometown, and that just it's who you are. It's, you know, it isn't like you're trying to escape anything. You might move locale a little bit, you know what I'm saying, to a really posh part of that place, you know, because you got money. You don't want to be surrounded by everybody. You want to have a gate and shit. You know, I get it. But it shows the humbleness of, like, I'm not going to leave where I came from. You know, this is going to be my number one spot. I'll have vacation homes, you know what I'm saying? I want to travel the world. I want to see some things, but home is here, you know, and that it speaks a lot. It really does.
Home is where the heart is.
Absolutely, 100%. And if you had to pick a collab with someone, live or dead, who would it be?
Mm, this is so hard.
You
This
can
is
either pick
so
two,
hard.
one dead, one alive,
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I don't want to, I really want to think about this one because there's just so many people. I mean, Eminem obvious is an obvious one, but like it's just too obvious. Do you know what I mean? Um, I mean, like Dre as well. Like just to be on a Dre beat, like could you imagine? You know what I mean? Like
I don't know what it
this,
is
this
about
is.
Dre, but he could really produce his ass off, boy.
Oh
I mean, he
my
went to school
day.
for it. We all know, but
Do you know
he's a
another
genius.
person that might be well, probably not surprising to a lot of people, but like someone that I've always like found really interesting as a producer, like Rick Rubin.
Mm.
Like when I listen to him talk, like I just think I can just listen to his interviews for days. Like I think the ideas that he has, like I'd love to work with someone like him. Like
Mm.
yeah, that would be just fucking cool, man. Like
That'd be dope.
just to sit there and just like listen to him. Like I'd sit there and I would take everything on
Just
board. You know,
watch him
like
work for hours. Yeah.
oh, bro, like that would be someone that I would love to work with. Like I know it's not like another rapper or something, but like a producer. You know, oh my word, like I would absolutely love that. But yeah, in terms of like artists, there's just so many. There's just so many rappers. Like Eminem, Tupac would be the top two for me.
Okay. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, I think you have a very bright future ahead of you. You have a work ethic, because I imagine you're doing a 9 to 5 too. You know,
Yeah,
so and also wife, kids, the whole house thing. There's a lot of there's a lot of pressure put on people these days, especially with the rising rates of everything. Shout out to you, man, for really being focused and knowing what you want and keeping that dream alive every single day, and including your family in it. It really means a lot. It really means a lot to you. I
thank you,
know
bro.
this. Uh, so keep doing what you're doing, man, for real.
Thank you, bro. It means a lot, and I really appreciate you having me on. I was been looking forward to it, and it didn't disappoint. I've really enjoyed talking to you. It's been effortless, and sorry, my battery's dying. Oh no, it's all good. We're good. No, I've loved it, bro. Like, honestly, thank you for having me on, and yeah, like hit me up anytime, bro. Like, and thank you to everyone who's tuned in as well. Big up, because yeah, you're the ones that make this shit happen, and there's nothing without you guys.
Hey, that's what's up. And the door's always open, man. And when you drop that new record, man, or the new album, let me know. We can set up an album review. We can go through the tracks, you know what I'm saying, and have a good
Love that.
time with it. Um,
I'd love that.
is there anybody you want to shout out before we take off?
There's too many people. There's too many people. Like I don't want to miss anyone out. Obviously, my family, like my guy Rook, who's been on there, like Gates, CZ Wonder, like everyone at Rugged Tribe Records, Indigo Phoenix. Like, there's just so many people. Ghosty. Like, there's just I got the massive list of people, and I just like I Hi Sunday. Like the list goes on and on and
Dude,
on.
High Sunday, man. I probably about a year ago ran into High Sunday. I was like, this dude is amazing.
Bro, like I've got a track with I've got a track out with him already
Mm,
called Uppercut, which we got a video for, and there's a track on my new album with him produced by CZ, and it's just crazy. Like
fire.
he's my brother, man. Like we chat all the time, and he's someone that has inspired me hugely. He's super talented, like, and he's just such a nice guy, man. Like honestly, like yeah, I've been lucky to kind of be able to work with him on some music, and I'm lucky to be able to call him a friend as well. You know, like I just spoke to him the other day, like I just randomly, I think I was drunk, like to be honest with you, I just FaceTimed him, like I was just sitting up. Who's gonna be awake at this time? So I FaceTimed. I FaceTimed him. We were like 2 hours, like just talking on FaceTime. You know, like
Nice.
that's the kind of guy he is. You know, like he's just such a legend to me. Like, so yeah, that's the shout outs. Like, off the top of my head, I'm sorry if I missed anyone. I would have missed like a lot of people. I didn't really want to mention names, but there's obviously people that do deserve the shout outs as well. Crowley Beats, you know, like another guy. Like, there's just so many, bro. It's so hard for me to remember everyone off the top of my head.
Right.
Adrian the Remedy, he's been amazing for me. B1 the Architect, he's mixed a lot of stuff. It just goes on, bro. Like, so just stop me here, because
and to who haven't been mentioned, just know that you got flowers and you're loved. That is 100. And Paul Sample just said sub number 165 here. So let's go. We get them numbers up. Let's go, guys.
Appreciate you.
We have one more interview this weekend. Tomorrow, 2 p.m. Pacific, we will have Nuclear Dysfunction here. He is a hip-hop metal artist, and he really brings the thunder, let me tell you. Yo, my guy Sub2Reign, it has been a fucking pleasure, bro, and I appreciate your time. Shout out to you and your family, man, for all the hard work you guys do, and we will definitely see you here soon, man.
You're a legend, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you for having me on. Peace, bro. Thanks to everyone who's tuned in. Big love from the UK.
Big love from America. That's what's up. America to UK. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yo, SGR crew, we will see you guys on the next one, all right? Peace.
Peace.